Well, the NFL season's wrapping up, and we give our thoughts on the conference championship games. What the hell happened with Washington and Philadelphia? And we give our differing difference of opinions on the Buffalo Kansas City game. We're going to save the breakdown of the Super Bowl till next week, so stay tuned for that. But we also break down what's going on in the NBA, some of the coaching changes, our thoughts on the new coaches in Jacksonville, Chicago, Dallas, and break it all down. And if you like what we're doing, don't forget to like and subscribe to us. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, and wherever else you may find your podcast. Welcome to the number one local sports podcast in Central Florida. This is Sandlot Sports. I am Adam Capison. I'm here with Dorian Cody.
What's up?
And BJ Thomas.
Duval.
I knew I was gonna say it, but I said no, I'll leave Liam alone.
No, I won't. I shan't be leaving him alone.
We'll start there, Dorian.
Yes. If you took a piece of Wonder Bread and smashed it together with a saltine cracker, you get that guy.
Yeah.
Never
it was definitely
cringeworthy.
So but I saw it, I was like, he didn't do that. That has to be AI.
Yeah, no, he did that. No, I had to look it up because I didn't believe it at first. I was like, nah. They're making fun of him because he looks like Opie. So, so I looked it up and I was like, damn, you are that much.
See, here's the thing. So y'all heard about the new Chinese AI that's supposed to be somewhat better, but a lot cheaper.
DeepSeek or something?
That looks like DeepSeek. That looks like it was generated by them because it's like not quite an NFL coach. It's almost there.
What's crazy is like he paused and thought about it and still went forward with it. So that doesn't bode well for your offense.
Yeah, exactly. I saw someone put, "Damn, we're doomed to get another year."
Doomed again.
Oh no, we suck again.
That is on the same level as Brian Kelly's Southern accent. That's like,
yeah. It's like
he was trying to be one of the locals, and that shit crashed and burned instantly. It was fucking amazing. It was the most uncomfortable things I've witnessed recently. As soon as he did it, I had the opposite of whatever Goosebumps is.
So I will tell you Pat McAfee's quote about Liam Cohen. His quote is, "It's hard to take him seriously with the Jaguars."
yeah, man. I'd rather you just come out and say, say some tough shit. But you doing that, no one's gonna fear us.
That's the exact opposite of Dan Campbell.
Yeah, exactly. Man, give us something, man. That was that.
You're gonna see this motherfucker on the sideline with a pocket protector. Fucking Urkel outfit. Adam's about to defend pocket protector. Did you see that?
Nope. I was about to change the subject to Brian Schottenheimer, but we'll just keep going.
Yeah, no, I got some for that too. Don't worry. I'm wearing this jersey in protest.
Be shotty. That they call it. Be shotty.
I saw a thing the other day. It's like, it was an AI generated press conference with Brian Schottenheimer, and it said, he said, "I've been working for him for a few years, and he kept calling me Marty. I didn't have the heart to tell him he died 4 years ago."
I like the press conference.
We're fucked.
Jerry Jones was like, "Well, I had to take a risk," and I'm like looking over him like, does he realize the coach he hired is right next to him?
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He's so out of it.
Yeah.
He's so out of it.
And then didn't you guys hire Eberflus as your defensive coordinator?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, fucking great. That as a I'd have been much more pissed off as head coach, but he's a good defensive coordinator.
He's a really good defensive coordinator.
So I'm not that hire. I wasn't so upset about, but Schottenheimer, what's he done?
Yeah,
either one of them.
Here's the thing though. it takes he might not be a good offensive coordinator, but good. We've talked about it last week. Good offensive coordinators don't make good head coaches.
No, it's
Right.
is he?
I'm trying to be optimistic here, and I'm having to dig, so I don't want anybody to think like I'm happy about this.
And that's the thing. It's like Dan Campbell was not a great coordinator. I don't even think
Yeah.
he was a coordinator. He's a great culture guy, and that's
Yeah.
what is needed.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm being too judgmental, and I think most of it's based off the Joneses and not off Brian Schottenheimer.
Mm.
Like I'm sick of their decision making. I don't really know Brian Schottenheimer. I know he's not the greatest offensive coordinator, but like we talked about last week or the week before, good coordinators don't necessarily make good head coaches.
No.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess he deserves as much a shot as any. He's kind of been in the league forever. You don't stick around for no reason.
Yeah.
He
Do you
brings
think
something
that?
to the table.
Do you think that Jerry Jones made that move because Jerry knows that? Well, first off, his light will never be as bright as mine, and then I can kind of like, hey, this is what you're gonna do. Like
I
you're being
heard Dak wanted
voluntold to
it.
do.
I heard Dak wanted it,
Dak
No.
and that's one of the reasons they did it. Yeah.
Really?
I could see that.
Yep. Well, here's the deal. Dak's decision-making process is one of the biggest discussions every season. So I mean, I don't
Right.
know. And
So what is?
that's
so
not
what
how
is
you
it-
build a franchise. Just ask the Lakers.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, it's to me, it's not so much Brian Schottenheimer and Dak. You want that good coordination between those two, but you want a good offensive coordinator and quarterback. You want an offensive coordinator that will allow your quarterback to emphasize his strengths and just kind of overcome his weaknesses. Realistically, if Dak can stop turning over the ball in the wrong situation and still put up the passing yards that he has, the Cowboys will make the conference championship game.
Yeah.
It's just, can they get a coordinator that allows him to do that?
Yep. I wonder how CeeDee Lamb feels about this hire. He's been quiet, so
You don't hear much out of him on the offseason, though.
yeah.
And here's the thing, the wide receivers, they're going to want you to throw the ball 8,000 times a game. That's just what they do. But you know what they want you to do? They want you to win.
Yeah.
Most good wide receivers, they don't care if they get 2 catches or 22 catches. If they win, that's all they care about. Now, I say that most, not all, because you got Chad Ochocinco and the others, they want the 22 catches whether they win or lose.
Yeah. I mean, can you say the same thing about AJ Brown too?
Yeah.
Because I mean, he was on the sideline reading books when the Eagles were actually winning their game. So
Yeah. I mean, as long as they're winning, good players, just in general, not just wide receivers, good players don't care as long as your team is winning. It's when the team isn't winning, when things are going bad, how do you respond? Do you start pointing fingers? Do you start going me, 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 me? Or do you try to rah-rah your team up?
sure.
All right, so I just got some bad news that Schottenheimer is going to be calling the plays.
Okay, you're fucked. I'm sorry.
Damn, who's the offensive coordinator?
They didn't have one.
Brian Schottenheimer.
So they're not going to hire one? They have.
He's never had an offense that he's been in charge of be higher than halfway point in the league.
And
Damn.
we were just talking, like, is it a culture guy? How offensive coordinator? You're doing that. You're destined to fail.
I feel like I just slid down a razor into a pool of alcohol.
Yeah. Hey, have some Crown with me.
I took my edible earlier.
Oh, okay.
You got to watch those. This one knocks you out.
Oh, yeah. Well, just as long
I
as
took
you
it
make
at-
to the show.
I took it at about I took it at about 2:30. Laid down at 4. I was like, I'm just gonna close my eyes for a minute. Woke up at 6:30.
Yeah.
I was like, oh
Nope, I'll get that.
well, all right.
Yeah, but and it's funny when you compare the coaching hire of the Cowboys with Brian Schottenheimer to the coaching hire for the Jets with Aaron Glenn. Glenn is a great defensive coordinator, but more importantly, he is a culture guy. He basically parodied Dan Campbell with wearing green the other day.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny. They asked him about Aaron Rodgers. He was like, "Well, We'll figure it out.
I have a feeling that him and Aaron Glenn and Aaron Rodgers are going to bump heads because Aaron Glenn looked like the type of coach be like, motherfucker, I don't give a fuck. He like one of those type of coaches, right?
Is that because he's black?
Yeah. I was just gonna say, he's a no nonsense defensive coordinator type of has that mentality. So, I can see he'll put
it felt very stereotyping to me. I was like, what's going on around here? Today opposite day.
Hey man, I'm just saying, man. Like Aaron Glenn, like he gives that look, man. Like he don't play no shit. So that's gonna be interesting. See how that turns out.
Yeah, what will be interesting is if Aaron Rodgers even plays for them next year.
Because if he doesn't play for them, where is he gonna play?
I don't know. Yeah. And I don't know if any other team's gonna want him. I mean, because to your point, where's he gonna go? Is he gonna go to New Orleans? Is he gonna go to the Giants? No. No one wants him. Although I did see where New Orleans, they were talking about getting Kingsbury from Washington.
Why is everybody so excited about Kingsbury? Nobody paid attention to the Cardinals the past 3 years?
Yeah, like he is a mediocre at best head coach. He was mediocre in Arizona. He was mediocre at Texas Tech. He's a fantastic offensive coordinator. He's mediocre as a head coach.
Yeah. But if you're Kingsbury, like, do you want a head coaching job because you're technically still getting paid head coach salary from the Cardinals, and you're getting OC coordinator money. So it's like,
So I know that he explicitly stated that he wants to go for a head coaching job. But to your point, if I was him, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
I've done that. I'm good. To your point, he's still getting Arizona money. Mm-hmm. Washington's going to pay him out the ass to be an OC. Right. And there are guys that made a legendary status just being a coordinator. Spagnuolo in Kansas City, Monty Kiffin in Tampa.
Yep.
You can just be a coordinator and be great at it.
Right.
And to me, like, oh look, I've tried this twice. I suck at it. I'm gonna go here where I'll still get paid, and I can just live my life and just do what I enjoy.
Right. Exactly. Plus, he has a generational talent. Jaden Daniels, man, I would definitely say.
So, and speaking of Jaden Daniels, we'll actually get to the games on the field. So we'll start with that game. I have a thought as to what happened. It's probably just as simple as Washington got punched in the mouth with a turnover and were down 14-3 before they could blink, and the game was over.
Yeah. And also, too, I think, you would think because they faced Washington earlier in the year. I mean, they faced Philadelphia early in the year to where they would at least have, like, in order to beat Philly, you're not gonna completely stop Saquon, but like you gotta have a linebacker like shadow him to at least try to slow him down. At least Saquon, what he's doing is first off amazing. I don't know if you guys seen the play. There was a play where Washington had him in the backfield. And cause Saquon knows angles, and the angle that he ran looked like it was from like fucking Madden. He had the ball, he stopped and he cut, but he cut sideways, and then it went at a fucking angle, and then all of a sudden he's on the sideline. I'm like, that dude he knows angles. I don't know if he played soccer growing up or something. His angle game is crazy. It's hard to tackle. Well, his angles are ridiculous.
And what's funny, like everybody's talking about the great game that Saquon had. He did have 3 touchdowns, so I don't want to take away from that. If you take away his first carry, where he made them look stupid, his 60-yard touchdown, he had 14 carries for 58 yards. So it wasn't like he was running all over him.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he was dancing around back there, but he was getting 4 yards carry, which is still good, still
Yeah.
very good. But you hear the talking heads, and it's like, well, he was averaging 15 yards a carry. No, he's not Jameer Gibbs. Calm down.
Mm.
It was the fact that they just could not stop them. Washington had two massive turnovers in the
Mm-hmm.
first half. They
Yeah.
had the fumble on their second drive and then it became 14-3. And then when they made it 14-12, which by the way, going for two there was just unbelievably stupid. Philly gets a touchdown. Washington fumbles. Philly gets a touchdown. The game is over.
Medium over here. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I'll back up there, but when it was 14-12 and Washington had just scored a touchdown, I know Dan Quinn. I want to say Dan Campbell, but I know Dan Quinn likes to gamble. Why are you going for two in the second quarter? Because to me, that tells me that, oh my God, we're desperate.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the pressure. That pressure. Um. Man, I just yeah. He should have just kicked it, and then you know, and then just trust that his defense will get a stop. I mean, it was a struggle, but it's like when it comes to points. So I heard someone say that you know if you're playing against a team that's quick scoring, right? They were like take the points, take the points because what happens is you could be a stop away from either tying the game or a stop away from actually winning the game. But he says like you have to know, okay, in the first halves, like instead of going for two, like you just go for the extra point. Like take the sure points. Just
Well,
take it
and
and let
and
the game
yeah, let the
go.
game play.
Right,
Not only do you let the
right,
game play out because you have no idea what's going to happen, and we'll
right.
talk about what happens in the Buffalo Kansas City game where they win for two, but also it's that mental aspect. Okay, we know we have to trade them score for score now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we know that we're kind of in a shootout. Let's trade them score for score. If you kick the extra point now, if he misses it because it's a rookie kicker, that's a whole different
Yeah.
conversation. But
Right,
assuming he makes it and Philly scores again, it's still a one possession game,
right.
and that's your goal. Is as an underdog on the road, you want to stay close. You want to stay
Mm-hmm.
competitive, and if it's a
Yep.
one possession game going to the fourth quarter, and had if I've got my math right, it was 34-23 going into the fourth quarter.
Mm.
Okay, so had they just kicked it, talking about 34-24, and it's like that mentality of, okay, guys, we can do this.
Right,
We've got this.
right.
We're in striking distance, like you said, one stop or one stop away, and we'll let Jaden put the Superman cape on, and
Mm-hmm.
and we're back in this.
Right.
But when you're two scores down, and then the other team scores, you're like it's over. Like
Yeah.
you lose that edge.
Yep. Yeah, I agree, man. But also too, I noticed in the game with Daniels, he well, oh, you guys can answer this. Do you think in games like this, do you think that the coordinators should run more like running plays for the quarterback to kind of throw the defense off?
You've got to do something. I mean,
Yeah.
and here's the thing. So, like, should they run more running plays for Jared Goff and Matt Stafford? No. And
No.
should they have more running plays for Janie Daniels? Yes.
Yeah.
Why? That's a weapon that he has in his arsenal.
Hmm.
Okay, and
Yeah.
it's the fucking playoffs. It's the
Hmm.
conference championship game.
Right.
Okay, you do whatever you need to do to win,
Hmm.
and if that means running Janie Daniels like a Seabiscuit, fucking do it.
Yeah. 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 Because I think that would have kept that could have opened up play action, right? Because as a safety and cornerback, you're going to be on the lookout for those RPOs knowing that there's a chance to where he's going to run, and then it's going to cause you to cheat, right? That means you're going to press up against that wide receiver, but also too you're going to look at Jaden Daniels, and you're going to look for the RPO for him to run. You do that by that time, you got um, McLaurin that can stutter step, and go into his route, and that's 10, 15 yards. But I felt that they didn't take advantage of him running enough. Like he could have,
He
he could
ran
have.
6 times. The
Right,
entire game,
that's it.
6 times.
Right,
You know,
right,
you've got to use all the weapons you have.
right.
Whatever cliche you want to have, you've got to use whatever weapons you've got to move forward, especially as an underdog on the road.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, BJ, I know you hate both teams, but do you have any other thoughts?
I think since we didn't get a meteor last week in the national championship game, it only increases our chances of getting a meteor this week.
Yes, next week. Next
week, yeah. So I'm just thinking, I'm holding out for that. That's all I got. I have nothing good to say about either team. I'd prefer the Chiefs win it.
Yeah, and I figured
I'm in a bit of a pickle here.
I figured we talk about the conference championship games this week, and we would do our Super Bowl preview next week, because that way we actually have something to talk about. But
you wanted me to comment on the NFC Championship game?
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Okay, cool. Okay. So we'll move on to the AFC Championship game, the one that was actually good. So I'm gonna share a play, and I want you guys to describe what you see, because I know what I see, and it does not appear to be what everyone else sees. Okay? Okay. So this is the 4th and 1 that Buffalo had from the 40 with about 6 minutes to go.
So tucking it and now going, reaching for it. It's as close. He's looking from the other side where the football is. Right there. Does he get enough to get to that line? Just had to get to that line.
Looks like a first down.
Okay.
Ball's up under his chin.
Dorian, what did you see?
It was kind of hard for me. It looked like it was hard to tell. It was hard to tell for me.
That's why it was close. So here's what I saw. Okay, I saw Josh Allen get the ball from center, put it in his right arm, go to his left, get spun. His right arm is then behind the 40-yard line. Now his left shoulder is on the 40. The ball is on the 40 and a half. That's what I saw.
Yeah. Yes, that means he didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
The ball is right, exactly.
So, and I did that because I wanted your guys' opinion. Every other gas bag that's been talked about this game, be it Fox, be it CBS, ESPN, whatever, has said, well, he clearly made it.
I don't know. Clearly, it looks like he made it to me. That ball was up under his chin, and his head was past the yard line.
And we can talk about that. It was definitely close. Now, it did not help that the referee on the other side, who could not see a goddamn thing, spotted him past the 40, and the referee who was closer but didn't have a good angle spotted him short. So, I mean, it is what it is. Now, Buffalo, at that point, I think they were up by 1.
Yeah.
Because I think it was 22-21.
Yep.
So, play defense.
Right.
And it had another, and even if you didn't, you're still within 1 score.
Right.
It's a lot easier to play defense if you're up by 4 or 8.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, so I don't know if play defense is just the answer.
But I still think he was short.
I've been saying it for years. You can't play close games with the Chiefs.
No.
Right.
They've won, what, 17 one-score games?
No, it's not that. You aren't going to be allowed to win those games.
So you're on the referee bandwagon?
Jawan Taylor's been off sides for 3 seasons.
2. I thought he was a rookie last year.
It doesn't matter. More than one game, more than one play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
17 times 2.
Right. And I can say this being a Jaguar fan, that was his issue in Jacksonville. He would cost us so many fucking yards because he's being offsides.
Now it's not a
We
problem.
Well, and what was funny was when they played the Lions last year, like he got like 3 or 4 false starts, and like the Lions were like, "Look, he's jumping on every fucking play."
yeah. Yeah, he does. He jumps. But also too, even with that being said, I in my opinion, where the Bills fell short is why didn't you not use James Cook? Why you didn't throw screens? Why you didn't give him the ball in the second half?
I mean, well, that's the thing. The one drive where they just fed Cook constantly, they marched right down the field.
Yeah.
And I think it was the first drive in the second half that they had the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think they threw the ball once. They just gave it to Cook and let him march down the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do that.
Yep.
Do that until they stop it.
Yep.
And I will tell you, the fourth down that he scored at the goal line
Mm-hmm.
was one of the greatest plays I've seen. Like, one of the most effort plays I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, he was stopped, had his legs picked up. I think he jumped and, like, stretched the ball over the goal line while trying to keep his knees in the air like he was Superman.
Yeah. So that I mean, you have to put it on the play calling. Like I noticed because even so they were showing the games that Cincinnati and the Patriots and even Tampa when they beat the Chiefs. And guess how they beat the Chiefs? Running the fucking ball.
Like,
Running the ball.
we've been doing this podcast since COVID was over, like December of 2020.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, our motto, while it is "We are your kind of stupid," it should be "Run the goddamn ball."
Oh yeah. Just run
Get
the
in the
ball.
offensive line and run the fucking ball.
Just run the ball. And run the ball. Like they were showing highlights in the playoffs. I mean, in the Super Bowl, where they played Brady. Leonard Fournette was chopping away at those yards, keeping Mahomes on the sideline. Even Cincinnati, I think it was last year when they had Joe Mixon, keeping him on the sideline. Like you have to run the ball. If they would have ran the ball with James Cook, we would have a different story.
Yeah.
We would definitely have a different story.
Now, and that's on the offensive coordinator. That's on Joe Brady. And we've talked about this multiple times. Is your offensive coordinator, are they good at calling plays? Or are they good at calling a game?
Mm.
Because like Ben Johnson, when he was in Detroit, he was good at calling plays. Wasn't good at calling a game. Calling a game means you're setting up plays for the future, and you find something that works, and you just pound that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I'd say he was good at that.
Joe Brady?
No,
Or Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson was
Because Ben Johnson was great at calling games. There was no consistent offensive player on that team. They went by what worked. If David Montgomery was running wild, they cut him loose.
Yeah.
If the change of pace went to Jahmyr Gibbs, they let him in there to catch passes. Laporta was used heavily one game and not heavily others. Amon-Ra would have some big games, and some games would be Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
So I think he's one of the better game callers in the league.
Yeah.
Then why didn't he do that when he played the Commanders? I'm going to say the other word.
Well, you're talking about one of 18 games.
Well, he's done that a few times. Like when they played the Bears on Thanksgiving.
Right, but no head coach is lights out through the season. That's
True.
what tape's for. Once you put 5, 6, 7 games on tape, the cracks are
How
going to
can
start
you
showing.
adjust?
Yeah. Well, he's probably done it better than most. I think the league would agree. I think you're butthurt about the Commanders game. In my
But I heard
opinion.
about the way he called that game.
Why didn't they just play defense if that's the answer?
Because as you said, their defense was in shambles.
No, but I'm just saying that was the simple answer for the Bills. Just play defense.
But then the Bills also had another chance to to come back on offense, and we're getting to that. So
It's not that easy, and they keep robbing you of chances, though.
this is true. But they had that 4th and 5 play with just after the 2-minute warning. Okay, this is another one that I completely disagree with the take. Y'all remember the play, right? When Josh Allen was smoked by 2 Chiefs defenders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put this question out to you guys. Did Dalton Kincaid drop the pass?
I honestly, I think it was great, great effort from him to try to attempt the pass because the pass could anyway, it could have been intercepted, but for him to have eyes on the ball to make the attempt, I think it was an impossible throw and it would have been a miracle catch. I just thought that it was just a throw that Josh Allen put up, and unfortunately, Kincaid didn't catch it.
And that's my thought. Is it was a miracle that Allen got the ball off near a
Right.
receiver just in general, and for Kincaid to even have a shot at it was amazing.
Mm.
That is a damn near impossible catch.
Right.
And for people to say, "Well, he dropped it," no.
No, he didn't.
I'm
Mark
watching it right
Andrews
now.
was a
I
drop.
don't know if impossible is the word. It was. Well, we were told in 7th grade, if you can touch it, you can catch it.
Now, I will tell you that the Mark Andrews drop was more of a drop than that catch.
Mr. Grimes.
Shit, I got that from Brandon Broomfield's dad.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I got that from.
If you get 2 hands on it, you should be able to catch it.
Yeah.
That's not what we were told. It said if you touch it, you can catch it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you touch your hands. No, Mark Andrews' pass was a drop.
Yes.
Kincaid was an attempt to make an unbelievable catch. He just, because it takes a lot of time because you got to time it just right. If you think to yourself, not only I'm going for the ball, I'm pretty sure another defender's going to go after it. So it was a good attempt. It just, the timing of it. Just,
And
I'm pretty sure if you put Kincaid in Mark Andrews' place, that would
Kincaid's
have
catching
been
that pass.
Yeah, he's catching that pass.
Yeah, and that's the difference. So like Mark Andrews catches that pass 95 times out of 100.
Right.
Kincaid catches that pass maybe 1 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
That specific pass.
Yeah.
That wasn't easy, but I've watched the replay 6 times now, and it hit him in both arms.
So are you calling it a drop?
I'm just saying.
But you got to take into consideration too, BJ. Him catching the way he did, you got to also think too. If he catches it, is it going to fall through his arms? Because he has to go under.
Well, that would also be his fault.
Well, yeah, it's one thing because the way it came in, because it kind of came in sideways.
Yes, that was
If he
so he had to cradle it.
If he cradles that, fine. But if he tries to catch it straight on and it goes down, well, okay, cool, then that's fine, whatever.
Yeah,
It's like 7 seconds in to that clip I just sent you.
Right.
And it's coming from the opposite end zone. You're facing Josh Allen. You can see him square up on it. And, look, we're not talking about a 7th grader.
Across America, predicting the out.
That's why I bought premium, because I'm an adult. 7 seconds.
3, 4.
Down heaved down the field, which landed through Dalton Kincaid's hands, harmlessly incomplete. Today at Locker Room Cleanout Day, Allen and fellow tight end Dawson Knox gave passionate defenses of their teammate and their friend.
You're watching that playback.
That's not a special catch.
He's going to have time here, Jim.
Whole season for Buffalo on the line here. There they come. He just desperately throws it up in the air and.
That's not a special catch. It would have been because of the situation, but the effort and ability that it would have taken to make that. I think it's a drop.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I got to see it from that. There was a good angle from behind that the camera took in slow motion, and it showed a better angle. And what happened was it looked like the ball was like behind Kincaid when he was catching it. So it was like, like the back angle showed. Okay.
Like this.
Oh shit.
That's a drop.
Now seeing it that way.
He was coming back to the football. That's what receivers do.
Oh, how about that pass getting there? I can't believe he actually gave his team. Here's Kincaid's drop. Oh.
Yeah, it hit him in the arm. It didn't hit him between the hands. It hit him in the arm.
Hit him in the arm, yeah.
That's his fault.
He is a professional.
Yeah, we're not talking about Dorian's kids.
No, but it hit him with the arm. I mean,
where's it supposed to hit him? The back?
Yeah. I mean, he threw it up. I mean, he made effort. I'll say this. Even if you consider it a drop, right? A drop pass. Due to how the ball was thrown and everything, it's like, dang, like the effort is understandable. He didn't catch it, damn. Compared to being wide open, having the ball in your hands, so you do this.
You're talking about a ridiculous drop versus a normal drop.
Yeah, okay. All right, fair enough.
This is just a normal drop. You're talking about a guy who's going to be covering punts next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No.
And Dwayne, you are right though. If Kincaid comes down with that pass, that play goes on to NFL lore.
Yeah.
So, but I do want to
only because Bills fans don't shut the hell up about it.
Well, they won't shut the hell up about anything.
About.
So I mean, they're still cursing Scott Norwood.
I was talking to my brother.
Staff.
My brother and I were identifying our backup teams for the upcoming season in case it goes south quickly. And I didn't want him to think I was bandwagoning, so I announced it early.
Okay.
And he said, I just can't be a Bills fan. He goes, I live around too many of these Bills fans. I said, I've heard they're like the AFC version of Eagles fans. He goes, exactly.
You see the tape? One guy was like, fire the whole fucking staff. McDermott is afraid of fucking Andy Reid. They were going bananas, man.
Well, okay, so stupidity aside, what can the Bills do to get through Kansas City besides
run the ball?
Blanks on them? Just
run the ball.
Okay.
James Cook. Let him cook.
I will also say, don't be scared.
Right.
We just talked about the Commanders going for two way too early. McDermott went for two way too early in that game, and he was chasing points the entire rest of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Take the easy points until the second half.
Yep. Now I will tell you that, like, during that fourth down that we saw, they were up 22-21. It's a big if they went down and scored a touchdown there and made it 28-21. If I'm a coach, I'm going for two right there.
James Cook had 13 carries for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'd say they let him run.
Should have been 20 carries.
Yes, you mean, yeah.
Well, Josh Allen had 11. Ty Johnson had 6. I mean, they carried the ball 32 times. That's an NFL game.
Yeah, but the Chiefs were struggling. They were struggling on defense when they were running the ball, especially with James Cook.
Yeah, the problem.
Well, you know, I'm just saying they had 32 carries as a team, though. That's an NFL game.
Yeah, the problem with Cook is that the first drive they ran him. Their first drive in the second half they ran him. And I want to say those two drives combined, I think he had 10 carries. He had 3 carries the rest of the game outside of those 2 drives. And they had 9 drives total. So you're saying 3 carries across 7 drives.
No, but there's other carries in there. Josh Allen carried 11 times, Ty Johnson 6, and Ray Davis twice. So there's 19 other carries in there. They were running the football. James Cook isn't an every down back. You can't beat him for 4 quarters and expect him to last the season. He's not built like that.
I don't need him to last the season. I need him to last the game.
Right. I was saying like they, like I understand, Josh Allen is their equivalent to Superman, but it's like, you know, they could have threw the ball in the flat to see, what yards James Cook could have gotten. Like put the ball in his hands to see, to see what he can do, like do some RPOs to where it's like because what happens in the fourth quarter, like the Chiefs were ready for Josh Allen to run. Like let's say if it's 4th and 5 and it's an empty backfield, 9 times out of 10, Josh Allen's gonna run. Like have James Cook there to where you could, you know, like do some type of fake or something so it's not predictable. It just seems as if McDermott made it in the OC, Joe Brady made it predictable when it came to fourth downs and Allen being, having an empty backfield.
Well, that was the problem. So they went for it on like third and short, fourth and short, with the tush push with Allen multiple
Right,
times,
right,
and it didn't work.
right,
So to your point about being predictable, call a different play, or if you want to line up for the tush push or the quarterback sneak or whatever you want to call it, I'm a fan. I forget what team did it, where they started it and then they pitched it out, and
The Eagles started that.
yeah, and there was nobody there
right, right,
because everyone crashes in.
right. Exactly. And I even saw today too. I forgot who it was, what show, but they were saying like the Chiefs were saying when it comes to fourth down, Allen always goes left. So they were purposely having a linebacker filling in that A gap on the left because they know that that's their favorite side. Like you gotta, it's like that they didn't have any ace in the hole plays that can keep the Chiefs defense off guard.
Well, and that's part of the problem is as a coach, you have to know your tendencies,
Hmm.
and you have to know that the other coach knows your tendencies, and it's like the whole like I know you, that you know me, like whatever,
Right.
and you have to know when to go against your tendencies.
Hmm.
So and that's hard because it's like, hey, this is my tendency, this works. So it's like, well, if it's not working, or you want to throw a different wrinkle in there, get them thinking. And
Right.
if as an NFL player, if you're thinking for half a second and not reading properly, it's over, especially at this level.
Right. Exactly. Not like for example, I don't think the Bills were prepared for Mahomes to run. They know he has capability, but to call run plays for him, they weren't expecting that.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like he has not had many designed runs throughout the
Right.
season. He will run when it presents himself, but a designed run, very
Right.
rare.
Right.
That goes against tendency.
Hmm. Exactly. And then
Just
that
like
play the Steelers
just
game.
like Jalen Hurts throwing for 200 yards in a win, that goes against tendency. Fucker.
Yeah, and then that play that Kansas City did to seal the game to where it started off as a run and then I mean, yeah, it started off as a run and then he passed it to Pirine for him to get that first down. Like, you know, having those like ace in the hole plays, that's what Andy Reid has been solid on is calling the right plays. Even in that fourth down when Spagnuolo when he did that
Oh, the
defensive
blitz,
play to where he blitzed the cornerback.
the blitz that everybody knew was coming. Okay,
Right.
literally, if you go back and listen to the broadcast, Romo says they're going to blitz from the right side.
Yeah. He did.
Everybody knew that was coming.
Yeah. 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 Damn. Yeah. And I picked Buffalo to win too. So
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
not gonna bet against Mahomes again.
No, don't do that. So, but it was interesting. So I posted a kind of a list in the group chat about active quarterbacks and their playoff record. Okay, obviously Mahomes is up there. He's 17-3. Aaron is 11-10, goes back to him being a great regular season quarterback. But Dak is 2-5. Trevor Lawrence is 1-1. But Lamar, if I can find him again, Lamar's 3-5. So Dak and Lamar basically have the same playoff record.
Mm-hmm.
To BJ's point, Lamar is put up on a pedestal like the greatest quarterback of all time, and Dak, according to the media, is a bum. But they have very similar records in the playoffs. And I'm going to defend Dak. That's not fair. Yes, he plays for the Cowboys. It's still not fair.
Yeah. I mean, so let's say you have the two quarterbacks switch teams. Let's say you put Dak on Baltimore and you put Lamar on the Cowboys.
Oh, can I just put Derrick Henry on the Cowboys and be done with it?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Now, if you you know what? I'll tell you this, and it might be far fetched, but Dak on the Ravens. Oh, that could be a formidable team to the point to where like more passing plays. I mean, of course, he doesn't have the dynamic plays like Lamar has, but as far as getting the ball, sharing it to the receivers, things of that nature, Lamar is coming into that. But Dak's been spreading the ball around to the receiver.
Coming into that, and in his 7th year in the league, how much longer does he need?
Right. Which is what I'm saying. Like that won't be an issue with Dak because Dak has already been doing that. Lamar is just coming around to, okay, you know what? I'm getting the pass mechanics down. Getting the ball out to the different receivers. If the two were in reverse and Dak was with the Ravens, I think that it will make the Ravens more of a balanced team because they know, okay, they have a quarterback that can get the ball to not only Bateman but give it to Flowers, can give it to the other two receivers that they have. Like he would spread the ball on,
So,
and that would make them more dangerous.
BJ, I know you're closer to this than we are. If you put Dak on the Ravens in place of Lamar, do they beat Buffalo this year in the playoffs?
I'm jaded. It's tough to say. Is Dak going to allow Derrick Henry to carry the ball as much as Lamar does? Is he probably a little more accurate with that pass to Andrews? Probably.
Does he have the silly turnovers that Lamar did?
I mean, track record would suggest something's going to happen. Both of them, maybe not. One of them, probably. Dak probably throws the interception but doesn't fumble. Because I think Dak would have taken that sack instead of tried to get out of it.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah.
And that is the risk you have when you have a quarterback that can run because they can think they can get out of it.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Tough to say. Too many variables. That's a pretty average receiving crew without Zay Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's just tough to say. We got two great tight ends though. Likely's amazing.
Yeah.
So flip side of that, you put Lamar on this year's Cowboys. Are they making the playoffs?
I don't think so. We didn't have the running game to support him. He'd had to throw the ball more. Or run it himself, which lends the possibility of more injuries.
Yeah.
So I don't believe it's easy. That's an easy exercise.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So, well, I know we said we're gonna break down the game next week. So this week we're gonna conclude with some NBA talk. So BJ, before you joined, Dorian and I were talking about the current status of the NBA, specifically players that want to be moved around the trade deadline. De'Aaron Fox has mentioned that he wants out of Sacramento. Dorian was trying to put a package together from Orlando to Sacramento, and I almost slapped him through the screen.
Who do you put in it?
Dorian, who
No, I didn't put no. I
he was
no.
trying to,
I was
and
against.
I shot it down quickly.
No, I was against it. No, I was saying that individuals were trying to see how they can make the trade, and I was against it. I was saying that in order to be a solid playoff team, you have to have a bench. So we would have to gut a good portion of our bench to get a player because I know that Franz and Bankero is the future. If we were to add De'Aaron Fox, like he's gonna want to be the man. And we was like, we don't need that. Like our bread and butter is team ball. And even you said that AK to where like team ball, how we gel together, that's how we're gonna be formidable when it comes to the playoffs. Us getting rid of our bench, especially we get rid of Jonathan Isaac, uh, and get rid of any of the core bench players is gonna put a damper to what we're trying to do. Yeah, I mean, as far as our starting five will be solid, but outside of that, we're back at square one.
Well, I know we have a few draft picks we could use also, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so if we could send Jonathan Isaac and Cole Anthony over there and a couple draft picks.
Yeah, if you can get the money to work, that's the trick.
Yeah.
So, because I believe Orlando has their first round draft pick for the next 8 drafts, so they do have some wiggle room there. They need shooting. They need someone that can actually knock it down consistently from outside. And Paulo needs to look. My teammates can shoot. I don't have to be Superman every single night. And that was his problem last night. Is he was trying to find his rhythm, and just give it to Franz. Franz is hot. Deal with it.
And take it to the rack, not settle for jump shots, man. Just make them foul you.
And there's no excuse to lose a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter to a Miami Heat team that does not have Jimmy Butler anymore.
Right.
And will not have Jimmy Butler ever again.
Yeah.
That man will never play for the Heat again.
Yes, a done deal.
And the problem with Butler that he has yet to figure out, no one can take him.
Yeah. Man, he runs the risk of going to like a middle of the road team, basically.
Hey, Jimmy, I hope you like Utah.
Oh man. Somebody mentioned San Antonio. I'm like, I don't know if Popovich want to deal with that.
No.
But I'm thinking, yeah, because I can see Butler and Chris Paul, having some testy moments. I think they could play through it. I think Chris Paul.
Here's the two biggest problems with the Jimmy Butler trade. One, Jimmy's attitude. I think BJ alluded to this a couple weeks ago. Wherever he's been, it's ended badly,
Right.
very badly. And two, he's due $48 million this year and $53 million next year.
Yeah.
So, because Miami is so far over the cap, you have to make that up
Right.
in contracts.
Right.
Which means you have to give up good players to get Jimmy.
Right. Do you think it's going to be like a 3-team trade that's going to be able to get the deal done, a 4-team trade?
I just made up a trade. Cole Anthony, Jonathan Isaac for a first or for basically our 2025 draft, first and second round, for Keon Ellis and De'Aaron Fox.
Ooh. I like the hometown boy too.
Yeah.
He plays a lot of defense. He's a hustle guy.
And he'd fit right in.
Yep.
It's close. It's only off by $1 million.
Okay, cash considerations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Would
You
it say
don't think
that-
Keon Ellis coming here would be a distraction, dude?
No, he knows Leesburg enough not to come back here. So, I mean, there's ways to do it without killing the team. Honestly, I think De'Aaron Fox for Cole Anthony is a trade anybody would make.
Yeah.
And we
Straight
got
up,
enough.
yeah.
We have enough power forwards and big guys.
Yeah.
That's the problem. We actually have too many. Oh, the Magic have too many power forwards. Because Boncaro, Franz, and Tristan De Silva all play power forward.
And we got a shit ton of 2s and 3s. De
They're
Silva's
talking
actually
good.
listed as a small forward.
Isn't he like 6'8", 6'9"?
Yeah, that's a small forward these days. Tristan De Silva,
with the
Jet
ball.
Howard, Franz Wagner.
I like the Silver.
Yeah, we have a laundry list of 2s and 3s.
Yeah, they're just not very good. You know, because Gary Harris, I would ship with anybody. Hey, you want to make $1 million? Gary, go over there.
Yeah, but his contract would kind of break this up because he's 7.5
Oh, okay.
a year.
But yeah, the Magic have a great young core, and it's not just Boncaro and Franz. Mo, when he's healthy. Suggs, when he's healthy. Anthony Black is coming to his own. De Silva's coming to his own. De Silva got invited to the Rise of Stars game.
Mhm.
So, and Isaac, when he's on, is great. Goga is extremely underrated.
Mhm.
So, I mean, this is a team that could not get to the All-Star break quick enough. Just kind of get through this, regroup, and make a playoff run. And realistically, I mean, hopefully they'll make the playoffs because I think they're number 7 seed right now after last night's loss. They make the playoffs. Play great in the first round and regroup next season. I think they'll be a force to reckon with all of the injuries this year.
Cole Anthony, Contavious Caldwell Pope, and 2 first rounders for De'Aaron Fox and Keon Ellis.
Now, can they trade KCP? Because I don't know if he has like a
No,
stipulation on his contract.
I read something that he could be on a list.
Okay. I know that some players, when the first year they sign with the team, there's stuff in their contract they can't be signed that first year.
I think it's until after a certain point.
Okay. I honestly don't know. So
Because I heard mention of him possibly being traded earlier this season. I just don't know if they're going to take that. I mean, but Cole Anthony and Contavious Caldwell Pope for a guy that doesn't want to be there is probably a.
yeah, that's the thing. If you're Sacramento, I mean, Fox wants out. Blow it all up. Because who do you have outside of Fox? Sabonis?
Mhm.
I mean, their starting lineup is Fox, Malik Monk, DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray, and Sabonis. If Fox doesn't want to be there, you're not making the playoffs.
Right.
So, bottom out. Fire sale. Yeah, but I like your first trade better with Keon Ellis and De'Aaron Fox shooting. You know, yes, it's Isaac and Cole and a couple first rounders, but Ellis would fit in great here with his defense. And they desperately need a point guard.
They can make it happen if they wanted to.
Mhm.
So, one other thing with the NBA. So I saw where the Warriors are going to retire Andre Iguodala's jersey tonight. So I had a question for both of you. Is Andre Iguodala a Hall of Famer?
I don't know. They've dropped the criteria down so low.
Mhm. If you make Draymond one, you got to make Iguodala.
Well, okay, Iguodala is Finals MVP.
That's right.
Draymond's not.
Right.
Mr. Single triple. Or triple single.
That's hilarious. Single triple. Yeah, that's true. He is Finals MVP. Did he win Rookie of the Year?
I'll check.
Because he got drafted by Philly, right?
Yeah. He played with Iverson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's Iguodala's qualifications.
Mm-hmm.
4-time champion,
Mm-hmm.
Finals MVP,
Mm-hmm.
1 All-Star game, all defensive first team, all defensive second team, rookie first team. So he did not win Rookie of the Year.
Mm. 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 Mm.
And this isn't going to help his cause. The year he was a rookie and didn't win Rookie of the Year, Emeka Okafor won Rookie of the Year.
Damn.
I don't know. I don't even know if he's borderline, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He wasn't featured on any of those championship teams.
No.
And he won Finals MVP because he shut down LeBron.
Mm. That's tough. I don't think he's Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Just don't know.
Not
about that one.
You know the question's going to come up, so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so funny because, like, you've got players like Iguodala that if you squint, maybe. Then you got players like Eli Manning and Joe Flacco, who the conversation will go on and on. Are they Hall of Famers? And I believe the consensus of the show is that Eli Manning is definitely a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Joe Flacco, I don't know.
He won a Super Bowl.
So did Trent Dilfer.
Right. I'm just going through his body. What can I see? How many Pro Bowls does Flacco has? Oh.
Is that really what we're basing off of? I mean, David Garrard made a Pro Bowl.
Hey, David's my dude.
Okay, here's Joe Flacco's highlights. Okay, Super Bowl champion, MVP, Comeback Player of the Year last year. That's it.
Dang, no Pro Bowls. So
No Pro Bowls. He has the record for most touchdowns in a single postseason. That's it. That's his qualifications.
Oh. Yeah. Man, that's crazy.
His playoff record is 10-6. He has realistically a better statistical playoff record than Aaron Rodgers with 1 less win.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And I'm not even going to ask if Aaron Rodgers is the Hall of Famer because I'll get laughed off the internet.
Well, I mean, he's kind of earned it just because he's an asshole, you know.
Okay. Well, like I said, gentlemen, Super Bowl's in 2 weeks. We will break the game down next week and make our picks. If you are inclined to make bets, listen to our show, find out who to bet against, and you'll probably end up making some money. So, but ladies and gentlemen, this has been Sandlot Sports.
Hey.